a new movie coming out. It's called Madam Webb. It is in the Marvel Universe, and it also stars Sydney Sweeney. So it's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie.
Let me preface everything I'm about to say with making a movie is not lost on me. Like, I know that making a movie is difficult, right? Like, we can all agree on that. We know going into making movies and watching movies that not every movie is going to be great. Yeah, that should do it. Let's get it.
Hey, come on. Get your stuff. Let's go.
So, I just watched Madam Webb. And I have thoughts. I have lots of thoughts, actually. This movie is about, or the synopsis is, forced to confront the revelations about her past, paramedic Cassandra Webb forges a relationship with 3 young women destined for powerful futures. They can all survive the deadly present. First of all, who asked for this? I'm not going to be upset that it's made. Good for them, right? Anytime a movie gets made, people's dreams happen, right? Like, good for them. I'm happy that the movie was made. Holy crap, this might be the worst movie I've ever watched. I don't even know where to start. This is just a pitiful attempt at a movie. It's borderline some of the worst dialogue that I've ever seen put to film. That's not an exaggeration. This is not hyperbole. The movie is really awful. I mean, I like Sydney Sweeney. I like Dakota Johnson. I think for Dakota Johnson, you've got Peanut Butter Falcon. You've got Bad Times at El Royale, and some others that stinkers, but it is what it is. Sydney Sweeney, I think, is a pretty good actress. I really liked Anyone But You from 23. I really liked that movie. Jesus Christ. This movie is terrible. Just watch this one scene. Humor me.
What is going on?
I can see the future.
Oh,
What the hell?
she didn't see that coming?
That's not how it works.
Yeah. A lot of times people will talk about how actors are wooden or how there's no emotion being expressed. Listen, I don't want to criticize. I just don't know who's watching that scene transpire, who's editing that scene, who's acting out that scene and is like, yeah, this is good stuff. We're getting good stuff. Props. Yeah, we can go to the next one. That's fine. So this movie is partially written by this man named Matt Sazama. He brought you the movies of Morbius, Power Rangers, which I thought was pretty fun, but it's a pretty dumb movie overall. But who could forget Dracula Untold, that masterpiece? Or let me remind you of Gods of Egypt. Or how about The Last Witch Hunter? How does this man still have work? I don't want to come after people. I don't. That's not what this channel is. Madam Webb is terrible. Dude, it feels like a movie that was produced by AI in 2023 about a movie from 2003. And that's not an exaggeration. There's legitimate moments in this movie where there's very obvious, like there's a kid sitting next to me. I don't always assume that people who go watch movies in the same vein that I do, or like you do, or are people who watch movies on a routine basis. Kid sitting next to me, young kid, probably maybe just out of high school. He's talking to his girlfriend, I presume. And he says at the end of the movie, was it just me? Or were there some moments with the dialogue of Ezekiel that felt dubbed over? It was not just him. There is some ADR in this movie. And when I say some, I use that word lightly. I would venture to say there's probably a good 5 minutes of ADR in this movie, minimum. And there's ADR in every movie. Not spoken dialogue. Like, there's moments in this movie where Ezekiel is saying one thing and you don't hear what he's saying. You just hear what the voiceover says, and it's not a voiceover. It's implying that he's saying that in the moment. It'd be like if this happened.
I really think Madam Web is a masterpiece. How about you?
You see how none of that lined up with what I actually said? It's because it's ADR'd. We can't produce movies like this. I watched Venom. I never watched Venom 2. I never watched Morbius. I watched this movie because I started this YouTube channel, because I do a podcast with my friend, and because I like movies. But making things like this with such lack of care, or pun intended, responsibility, and passing it on as if it is a masterful feat and it is something to be proud of, is laughable, to be kind and generous. I don't recommend this movie. Don't even waste the $1.25 at Redbox to rent the DVD. Like, this movie is not good. Like, don't even watch it on network television and allow them to get money from the advertisements in front of the movie. Like, I'm happy that the thousands of people that worked on this movie got good jobs from it. Like, that is not lost on me. But this movie is terrible. And it's sad because I think Sydney Sweeney has a really good career ahead of her. I think that Dakota Johnson has a lot of potential, and this movie doesn't do him any favors. This movie doesn't do Sony any favors. This movie doesn't do Spider-Man any favors. This movie doesn't do superhero movies are doing super well right now, but it does not do that genre any favors. I don't know, man. To say this was a disappointment would be incredibly genuine and disingenuous. Like, this movie is just bad. Like, really, really bad. And I can't even say it was a disappointment because I had low expectations going in. And I can confidently say that this is the worst movie I've ever seen. And I think there's a very good likelihood that this might be the worst movie I ever do see. At least like prime time, high budget, released by a massive production company. This is 100% the worst movie I will have ever seen. If you like what you see here, or you have any thoughts on Madam Web, or you've planned to see it, let me know what you think. What's your expectations? Let me know with an emoji. Really helps the algorithm. And I will see you guys next time. Like and subscribe. Adios. Bye.